Everything has gone up recently. That includes coffee and groceries and yes, skincare. But if you've been here for a hot moment, then you know that I believe skincare should not cost the price of a kidney on the black market. And since I only have one, please trust me when I say it's extremely valuable. We should be able to find a skincare routine that works for us, that makes us look and feel our best, and that actually cares for our skin. And we should be able to do that in a way that fits our lifestyle and our budget. But with all of the prices of all of the things going up, what is a girl supposed to do? Well, here are 3 ways that you can pretty much revolutionize your skincare. If you start with these basics, then you can always add other products or treatments on in the future. But if you have these as a foundation, it's going to create a great routine that actually cares for you, that gives you the maximum benefits for the least amount of money. When it comes to having great skincare, there's 2 pieces of it. There is treatment and then prevention. Treatment of anything that's currently wrong or that's going on, or maintenance of good skin. And then prevention. Prevention of the things that we don't want to have happen. Fine lines, wrinkles, collagen degradation, acne breakouts, hyperpigmentation, scarring from picking. Hi. Me. And you know that SPF is our BFF, but for those who don't, think of sunscreen as like your seatbelt. When you get in the car is your skincare. This is your routine. And when you put that seatbelt on, that is literally what protects you in case of an accident, in case of something bad happening. Sunscreen, yes, we know that it helps prevent wrinkles and hyperpigmentation, even hypopigmentation and scarring. But a lot of people who are not skintellectuals and aren't subscribed don't even realize that sunscreen is an anti-cancer product. It's literally anti-cancer from those damaging UV rays from the sun. Those UV rays penetrate into the skin and they can cause damage to our cells' DNA, which, hello, yes, can cause skin cancer. Now, because sunscreens do so much, you could forget all of the other steps in your entire routine. But as long as you have sunscreen, you're doing 75% of the work. And what good is your brightening vitamin C serum if the sun is causing hyperpigmentation, fine lines, and wrinkles? Why even spend money on a $168 vitamin C when you're not preventing those things from happening in the first place? Even when it comes to fine lines and wrinkles, we see so many people using La Mer and Dior and these fancy anti-aging designer luxury brands, or even really good brands that are expensive like SkinCeuticals or Dermalogica. But why spend money on those anti-aging serums and elixirs if you're not preventing the problem in the first place? Sunscreen is the #1 product in your routine from both a medical and a personal care perspective. And if you can find one that's luxurious on the skin, that works well for you, and that's fun to apply, that actually makes you look good, you won't dread it the way that I used to when my mom used to slather me up like a greasy turkey before we went to the beach. Yes, if you didn't know, I had a Barney looking UPF protective swimsuit, and we would have to wait 30 minutes before going outside in the sun to get our sunscreen to soak in. And it would sting my eyeballs. Oh, it was miserable. We don't have time for sunscreens like that in our lives anymore. Some of the best sunscreens that don't break the bank are from K-beauty brands as well as Target. This one is from Black Girl Sunscreen. I love this. I've gone through quite a few of them. And if you're looking for a very basic, inexpensive, but affordable sunscreen, you can get this on the shelves of Target. There's the SPF 30. They also have the Make It Matte, which is an SPF 45. Both of these are excellent and work for literally any skin color. Yes, they are Black Girl sunscreen and they're made for melanated skin because they don't flash back, but any other skin color can also use, enjoy, and support this brand so that they can do better as a company and continue selling amazing products with great formulas to protect us from the sun, because yes, it doesn't matter what your skin color is, SPF is your BFF. And for every single skin tone on the planet, cancer can happen and sun protection is key. If you're looking for a K-beauty option, the Isntree Watery Sun Gel is phenomenal. It has different types of hyaluronic acid. This is such a silky, lightweight formula, and it's an SPF 50. This is one of the best, it's not too expensive, and it goes on beautifully. And while both of these are considered organic formulas because they have some of those chemical filters, we also have to have a mineral option. This is the Daily Moisturizing Lotion from Paula's Choice. This one is great. It's under $30. Sometimes you can get it for under $20 if it's on sale. And Paula's Choice just knocked this out of the park. This has antioxidants in it. So if you're really tight on cash and you're like, I can't afford, or I don't want to spend the money on a vitamin C serum or an antioxidant serum to put on before my sunscreen, get a sunscreen that has both. This is absolutely beautiful. It's got apricot in there for a lot of those antioxidants. It's also got ceramides, so it nourishes the skin. And this formula is just heavenly. It works so well. It's not very greasy and it doesn't flash back, but it still hydrates and and moisturizes the skin. There are some sunscreens that are better for extremely oily skin, you know, some that have more oil control, like the acne one from Murad, but we can talk about those in a separate video because right now we're trying to save money, honey. And all three of these can be found for under 30 and usually under 20 bucks, and that is what I'd recommend. Another way to get more effective skincare for less money is to look at actives, especially if you're struggling with something like hyperpigmentation or acne or scarring. Why just throw your money at random brands hoping that they'll work when you could actually learn about skincare, learn about the ingredients and the specific active ingredients that are medically proven to work? That's what we do here on this channel, and that's why we enjoy digging into the science behind ingredients so that you know what's actually going to give a benefit to your skin instead of just kind of being blindfolded and, you know, throwing darts at a wall and just hoping that you'll find a product that works. So for example, if you have acne, you're probably going to want to look at retinoids, salicylic acid, or even benzoyl peroxide. If you have rosacea, you might want to look for azelaic acid, for other sunscreens, or caffeine. If you have hyperpigmentation, you can look for vitamin C, hydroquinone, and licorice. And if you have fine lines, wrinkles, or dehydrated skin, you can look for ceramides, you can look for glycerin, and you can look for retinoids. And there are some brands that have these ingredients at a very inexpensive price. And if you can literally have a really great cleanser at the beginning of your routine, a really great sunscreen to kind of seal it all in at the end, and just a treatment step in the middle, you're actually treating the problem, preventing any future problems, and you're getting the most for your money. Treatments don't have to cost a ton, and here are some that I'd recommend, specifically prescriptions. You can get prescriptions from your dermatologist or your doctor. If you don't have one, or it just costs a lot of money to see them, or they don't have availability, you can get prescriptions online. This is one from Dermatica. I also love Apostrophe. I've recently been trying out brands such as Agency and Rory. I like both of those. There's also Curology. There's Muesli that I actually recommend too. There are a lot of really great prescription options where even if you don't have a doctor, you can get a month's prescription for 25 bucks. That's what I do with this one. And those treatments don't have to cost a ton of money. If you're also looking for isolation actives, you know I love The Ordinary. They have retinol and squalane, which is fantastic. They have just caffeine in EGCG, so a little bit of vasoconstriction. If you're looking for azelaic acid, Paula's Choice has another great one, the Booster. Even The Ordinary has an azelaic acid. And if you've got hyperpigmentation or want something brightening, Beautystat has the Universal Vitamin C Serum. This feels like a primer on the skin. And 3 Ships has these dew drops. Oh my god, these are phenomenal. If you want a skin glow, you can wear this under sunscreen or under makeup, but you can also just wear this as like a second skin. It's all made in glass packaging with actual paper packaging as well. It's from Canada. Love this brand, and it's at Target. It's inexpensive. The whole thing behind the 3 Ships brand is literally, we believe in luxury at affordable prices, and that's what they do. Female founded, mushroom hyaluronic acid, vitamin C. If you want hydration and brightening that actually works, that doesn't break the bank and that doesn't destroy the environment, there are so many great options out there that if we don't want to spend our money on these big fancy brands, we don't have to. And finding treatments that actually work is going to be essential for that. Now, if you're still confused by a lot of these terms, a lot of these L-ascorbic acids and epigallocatechin 3 gallate, and that seems overwhelming, here's a super top secret trick that you can use. Literally, Google Cassandra Bankson, insert ingredient name here. Cassandra Bankson, epigallocatechin 3 gallate. Cassandra Bankson, caffeine skincare. Cassandra Bankson, salicylic acid. And I can almost guarantee you that we've done a video, a blog article, a dermatologist vetted blog article, or all 3 of those on specific ingredients, how they work, and who they're for. I really believe that skincare education is empowerment, and I also believe in educating and entertaining. So all of those resources are available if you know where to look. And I hope that this serves as a reminder that you don't have to break the bank and that those resources are available for free to you. But do keep in mind, it is not medical advice, and if your doctor or physician has prescribed you anything, you always listen to that first. And especially in the case of antibiotics, just a normal reminder to always finish your antibiotics. This video is sponsored by patients taking their full round of antibiotics. Did you know that antibiotics kill bacteria? They are life-saving, especially when administered for medical conditions. However, a lot of people take their antibiotics and they start feeling better. Their ear infection clears up, their skin infection goes down, their UTI gets annihilated. But what happens is that when they start to feel better, sometimes they stop taking the antibiotic. And if there are any little bacteria left over, they can actually learn a bit more about that antibiotic. They kind of spy on them, they listen into their phone conversations, and they're like, oh, we know how to defeat this. And they build themselves these little shields, and the bacteria become antibiotic resistant. Then this bacteria that might still have a couple little dudes hanging out, they could proliferate, aka grow, reproduce. They will be resistant to said antibiotic, and you could have yourself a worsening infection. A lot of patients don't realize this, and again, this is not medical advice, but this is just your friendly, non-medical advice reminder to always finish your antibiotics if you are prescribed them. Finish the whole round and listen to the doctor, because you know, we don't want to all end up with MRSA. MRSA is very scary. Don't Google it unless you want to. Don't get it by taking your antibiotics as prescribed. And if your doctor doesn't recommend antibiotics, then take whatever else it is that they give you. And quite possibly the most underrated, underhyped way to get excellent skincare results without spending a ton of money is overnight treatments and hydration. Yes, you don't have to spend tons of money. Hydration and protecting your skin and caring for it at night does so much. Think about it. If you're in bed for 8 hours a night, which is a third of your life, I mean, maybe 6 hours if you're, you know, not so lucky, and maybe less if you're even less lucky, and maybe 12 if you're super lucky. But think about how much time we spend asleep. Now, while we are asleep, our body is not at rest. Our brain is basically cleaning itself out. Our memories are being processed from short-term to long-term. Our entire bodies are rebuilding. And that also includes our skin. Now, as that's happening, we've got a long time, you know, hanging out with our pillow that we could be using to seal skincare into our faces, to seal active ingredients through moisturizers or occlusive balms and pushing those into the skin. And because we're asleep, we're not outside being bombarded by the UV rays from the sun. Jesus, sun, cool it, will you? Ma'am, this is not a Starbucks. Have you ever heard of nuclear fusion? I literally cannot cool it, thank you. Just overall, during the day, our skin goes through a lot, whether it's stress that we put on it, whether it's stress from our environment, wind, sun, etc. And a lot of our amazing ingredients, such as retinoids and yes, even vitamin C, can degrade in the sun, and they last for a little while, such as sunscreen, before you have to reapply them to get maximum benefit. But at night, all of that changes. We're hanging out, we're relaxed, hopefully, unless you have nightmares like I do. Remind me to tell you the story of that one time I was on a pirate ship with Kim Kardashian and I announced to a crowd with Jared Leto that her hair smelled nice. There was a nightmare about that. And then I made smoothies. Anyways, while you are asleep, your skin has the opportunity to get to work. So using inexpensive but effective hydrators are fantastic. Now, what should you be looking for? Things such as ceramides, things such as glycerin, shea butter, caprylic triglyceride, and even some little bonus ingredients. Again, going back to those actives such as retinoids at night, or even something that has a nice boost of vitamin C. Peptides are also a phenomenal choice, but ceramides, peptides, and basically these occlusive hydrators are fantastic for the evening because of the way that they protect and nourish the skin. Specifically overnight, a lot of these products can penetrate or seal things in, and most people don't realize that minor fine lines and wrinkling might not be because of severe wrinkles or damage. It could be dehydration, and a little bit of moisture used routinely, you know, for many nights at a time, it goes a long way in actually plumping up the outer layers of the skin with moisture and then sealing it in, and that can actually give your skin a more youthful, dewy, glowy look from the inside out. And you don't need all these fancy treatments or procedures if you have this good skin hygiene that you're doing overnight. I do have more oily skin. I've been struggling with some dry patches, but I'm overly oily. And I actually use very thick balms at night. The Pacifica Wake Up Beautiful is great. This one from Ceramedics is awesome. There's Solimo or Vaseline if you're super, super dry, like our beautiful butterfly named Debbie. And then there are some awesome choices like this Youth Firming Apricot Vegan Ceramide one, or the Ulla Henriksen one, which, oh my god, Tati did a video on this. I freaking love her, and I loved seeing how this Ulla Henriksen looked underneath makeup. And then even the Dream On Dr. Pimple Popper Retinoid Night Treatment. All of these, among the Pacifica Vegan Ceramide, there are a ton that are great, as long as they've got those ceramides or those moisturizing ingredients and you're using them on a routine basis. And those are the first 3 steps to getting great skin without spending a ton of money. Let me know which of these you've tried or which you want to, and if you're also interested in another video where we break down some of those ingredients, such as ranking the best and worst vitamin C serums, click here to watch that. And if you're confused about some of these night creams that won't break you out, we've actually done a video on the best moisturizers for breakout prone skin right here. And if I didn't actually put the end cards, can somebody yell at me in the comments to link them? Because sometimes I upload the video and then it takes so long that I forget, you know? And then I sit there having conversations with the sun about nuclear fusion, and then I forget to update the cards at the end of the video, okay? Okay. Also, did you find the hidden kitty in this video? We have a little hidden kitten in every single video now. And if you find it, make sure that you put the timestamp in the comments, and I just might pull a Mr. Balleen on you and pin you to the top if you were the one who commented first. Overall, remember to be beautiful both inside and out, and I cannot wait to see you in one of these two videos or at the meme at the end of this content. Gotta catch 'em all. Hey. Love you guys, and remember to take your full course of antibiotics. Okay, bye.